Waking up with zero memories is absolute nightmare fuel. It is giving major simulation vibes right off the bat. The vibe is incredibly eerie, and honestly, if I woke up not knowing where I was, I would simply pass away. The confusion is real, and the aesthetic is terrifyingly sterile. Finally, making contact with Jason feels like a massive W in this chaotic situation. He sounds super stressed, though, which is not helping the anxiety levels. Finding out everyone is dead is a major red flag, and realizing you are trapped in a preservation lab is straight-up horror movie material. Okay, we have a mission now, which helps with the doom-scrolling energy. Jason is hyping us up to be brave, basically saying we cannot be NPCs in our own lives. We need to secure a weapon and some fancy military suit from the Northern Wing. It is time to lock in. Hold up. Did he just say dinosaurs? We are dealing with prehistoric lizards in a futuristic lockdown facility. The developers of this situation really said, let us combine Jurassic Park with a sci-fi shooter. The stakes just went from 0 to 100 real quick. We have to survive this canon event. Securing the suit is a game changer. The active camouflage feature is honestly a massive slay. Being able to turn invisible with the glass veil ability is going to be essential for avoiding those reptilian ops. It has a recharge time, though, which is kind of a nerf, but we move. The lore is deepening with these dream sequences. Violet is seeing memories of a family and a son named Connors, but the doctors are gaslighting her into thinking they are just side effects. It feels like everyone is keeping secrets, and the trust issues are starting to hit different. This flashback to gun training with Captain Miller is giving main character origin story. Violet actually wants to learn how to defend herself, but the higher-ups are acting super weird about it. They talk about her like she is some precious object or asset, which is honestly extremely dehumanizing and suspicious. The absolute audacity of this superior officer interrupting the training session. He is basically yapping about how Violet is too important to be holding a weapon. The way they talk about her safety being for the good of mankind is giving major cult vibes. The gatekeeping of information here is actually insane. Encountering a dinosaur that looks at you with recognition is a level of weird that I am not prepared for. Violet mentions the creature looked at her like it knew her, which implies some deep genetic connection or memory. Jason playing dumb about it is making me side-eye him hard. We are finally getting the villain monologue we deserved. Parkline and the other guy are discussing Violet's DNA like she is a lab rat. Apparently, she is the only one who can carry these hybrid specimens to term. They are obsessed with her genetics for their perfect future, which is absolutely disgusting behavior. General Abraham coming through on the comms is the lifeline we desperately needed. Rhodes is spilling the tea about the facility lying about Earth's destruction. Finding out that humanity is actually fine, and this whole place is just an unethical science project, is a plot twist that changes everything. Rhodes exposes the truth about the creatures being manufactured here. The fact that they have been lying to everyone to keep them compliant in this space station is high-key manipulation. We have to evacuate hundreds of people to the Star Bridge, and the pressure is officially on to save everyone. Hi there. If you want to enjoy more gaming lore without grinding for 60 hours, hit that subscribe button. I do the grinding so you don't have to. Your support really helps the channel. We are up on the roof trying to align satellites, and the view is terrifyingly beautiful. But seeing everything out of alignment just proves how much sabotage is happening behind the scenes. It is freezing, dangerous, and we are literally doing IT support while dinosaurs roam free. The multitasking is real. Abraham calls back with a fetch quest that sounds super sketchy. He needs a specific biological sample and Connor's journal. He says the fate of mankind depends on it, which is heavy. But why a journal? It feels like we are missing a huge piece of the puzzle regarding Connor's identity. This flashback about the pregnancies is heartbreaking. The women are being used as incubators, and then the babies just disappear to purified towns. It is obviously a lie, and the realization that they are harvesting children for some dark purpose is stomach-churning. The dystopia levels are off the charts. Connors trying to lure Violet home over the intercom is peak creep behavior. He is talking about family and connection, but she has no idea who he is. It is giving Toxic X who refuses to move on, except he is a scientist with an army of dinosaurs. Major Ick. Okay, the lore dump here is massive. They were time traveling to find the Queen of Lorne DNA, which apparently Violet has. They used her to fix the genetic decay in their dinosaur hybrids. The fact that they cloned her when she couldn't produce enough eggs is horrifyingly exploitative. Violet finally clocks the footage and realizes the truth. Seeing a video dated in the future is the smoking gun. Jason admitting he works for them but didn't know the extent of the cloning is a weak defense, but at least he is not fully gaslighting her anymore. The realization that Violet might be a clone or a construct of the original is an existential crisis waiting to happen. The date on the video proves that this loop has been happening for years. It is tragic to think her entire existence has been manufactured for this war. Meeting up with Sunny feels like a breath of fresh air, even though the circumstances are trash. It is nice to see a friendly face who is not a holographic voice or a dinosaur. But hiding in a food pantry for 2 days is traumatic. We need to get her out. Escaping in a vehicle with the squad should feel triumphant, but the vibes are tense. Violet taking the back seat to cover them with a gun shows how much she has evolved from the confused girl at the start. She is fully in her survivor era now, ready to throw hands. Losing Sunny is absolutely devastating. She survived so much just to go out like that. It is a harsh reminder that plot armor does not apply to everyone in this story. Violet's grief is palpable, but she has to keep moving because stopping means death. It is tragic. Finding Rhodes dying is another heavy blow. She admits that Connors killed everyone because he only needed Violet. Rhodes trying to redeem herself at the very end by admitting her fault in releasing the dinosaurs is messy, but at least she tried to fix her mistakes before the end. The final confrontation with Connors is intense. He is asking if she remembers, still obsessed with the past version of her. Violet standing up to him and calling him a coward for hiding behind his monsters is incredibly satisfying. She is done being the victim in his twisted narrative. Connors dropping the "we were a family" line is pure delusion. He is projecting his past life onto a clone he created and tormented. He refuses to see the reality in front of him, blinded by his own obsession. It is tragic, but also deeply disturbed behavior. The backstory of how Connors fell in love with the original Violet is bittersweet. He tried to protect her initially, but the torture and the alien substance corrupted him. It is a classic tragedy where the hero lives long enough to become the villain, literally transforming into a monster. The revelation that the alien substance turned him into a monster and erased his humanity explains so much. He became a slave to the collectors and their goals. It does not excuse the genocide, but it adds layers to his character. He was broken before he broke everything else. Hearing that the original Violet died by his hand because of what they made him do is the darkest part of the lore. His guilt was so consuming that he literally broke time and space to fix it. It is twisted, but in his mind, it is an act of love. The plot twist that Jason is actually a clone of Connors sent back in time is mind-blowing. He created a younger, better version of himself to stop his future self from killing her. It is the ultimate redemption arc, fighting your own worst impulses, manifest as a literal person. The ending is an emotional roller coaster. Connors begging for forgiveness and expressing his eternal love before the end is heartbreaking. Jason fulfilling his purpose to save Violet completes the cycle. It is a heavy ending, but Violet finally has a chance at a life that is actually hers. Gaming lore is long and confusing, but I break it down every week. Subscribe so you never miss a plot twist or hidden detail. Thanks for watching.